This right here is the Vega Trem, and here's an example of how you can use it. All right, hey everyone, it's Chris here. I know it's been a while since I've done a video. What you just watched was a little solo I wrote, sort of utilizing several different techniques or functions of the Vega Trem. And I got this Vega Trem, actually I won it in a guitar solo contest that Vega Trem was putting on a while back, and I've just, life, you know, the craziness of life has just taken me a long time to actually get it on my sort of Franken Strat here, but finally got it on a little while back and been wanting to do a video just sort of talking about it. And so thank you, side note, thank you Vega Trem again for doing that contest. It's just been so long, and I'm glad I finally have it on here. So this little background on this guitar, this is a Mexican made Strat. Bought this many years ago as a Franken Strat. You can kind of see the blue, that's the original color of this thing. I've since upgraded it. I have a Paul Gilbert injector pickup in the bridge. At one point I did swap out the neck pickup for a Hot Rails, I think it was, but I switched it back because I wanted that kind of single coil tone again, as I was sort of changing in my musical tastes and whatnot, or expanding my musical tastes. And then I eventually got a Warmoth neck, and I got this used, I think Craigslist, but I love this neck, stainless steel frets. I eventually put on Fender locking tuners. And all the while I was using the original Fender tremolo that was included with the guitar when I bought it, which was great. I mean, I've got tons of videos where you can see me using that guitar, not in utilizing the whammy bar quite a bit actually, and it stayed in tune pretty well. I've done a lot of live things with this guitar prior to the Vega Trem, and it stayed in tune really well. But the Vega Trem always interested me because it's a floating system. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. There's lots of much more extensive reviews of this tremolo system, but what's cool is it's a floating tremolo system that you can see here. It's mounted with this plate here. It's got these 4 screws that fit perfectly into the holes of my old Fender tremolo, so I didn't have to do any new drilling or anything. And it's got this plate that the rest of the tremolo kind of rocks against like this. So there's this groove right here, and then there's a blade on this part that rocks against that. And then what's another cool thing too is I didn't have to route out anything differently to get this thing to fit. And what's really cool is if you're really into whammy bar stuff, I'll show you can really bend up or down quite a bit with this. Pretty bad examples. So you can do dive bombs. You can't do as deep of dive bombs as you could with like a Floyd Rose, where it's like the strings. I have a friend who describes kind of the Floyd Rose allowing you to have the strings hang below the neck practically by dive bombing it. This, you can get some good dive bombs. I mean, but you do hear that you could still hear the notes at its lowest point, which, I mean, I rarely need a dive bomb that's going to go lower than that anyway, so it's already better than the Strat, because on the Strat tremolo, eventually it won't give any further because of the block in the back and the screws on the front kind of stop it from bending down even further. But with the Strat one especially, you couldn't really bend back very far. I kept my Strat tremolo sort of floating a little bit, so I could bend up a little bit on notes, bend upwards, but this really allows you to And that's 2 whole notes. Da 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 da. I even got 2 whole notes and a half. Da 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 da. Anyway, and it stays in tune nicely. I will say, I actually broke my E string a couple times trying to do that solo, but I think it was more so because I was using this like cheap multi-pack of E strings that I bought off Amazon. So I think it's more an issue of the strings and user error than the actual tremolo, but I'll test it out with some Ernie ball strings at some point in the future too, just to see if it is a problem, probably just with those cheapo strings I had on there. You can also utilize this thing in more subtle ways, like for nice chord textures. I switched over to a clean sound here. But yeah, thanks for checking out my little video on the Vega Trem. I hope it was helpful for you. And like I said earlier, there's way more extensive, good detailed reviews of this thing than what I did in this video. But just wanted to kind of give my initial thoughts on this thing. And really happy with it. If you're wanting to really soup up your Strat, make it like a whammy bar machine, then check this thing out, because you have to do, like, it was so fast to put on. I'm using 10s, so I used the medium gauge, or medium, I guess, gauge springs that it came with that were recommended with 10s. And it's floating really nicely, really even, and yeah, just really a fun piece of machinery. So check this thing out, and thanks for watching. And I hope you guys are having a great day, night, time, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace out.